Hey there, friends and foes. This is Johnny with Back of the Cereal Box, a pop culture podcast that celebrates the fun of the Saturday experience of our youth. But we can't think of a better way to start your week than checking out Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. It is the best way to start your week. We absolutely love it and never miss it. Thanks, Chris and Amanda, for all you do. And until the next time, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the Back of the Cereal Box. I'm Johnny. I'm done. Ta-da!
Well, hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. We're so happy that you could join us here live, as we do every Monday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whether you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, I don't know, wherever you're watching us live. I think most of the people usually watch us on YouTube and Facebook, but we're happy that you could join us here live today. And, of course, you can always watch and listen to the show on the go anywhere you get podcasts. If you want to make sure that you catch every episode when we go live or when we drop new episodes, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button right now and the little bell so that way you get notified every single time that happens. And wherever you're listening to the show, hit that follow button as well. I am Chris Vaglio. How are you? And I am joined by that girl.
That's Mike.
Amanda Sharp. How are you, Amanda?
I'm so good. It was a good weekend. The sun is shining. I can't complain. How are you, Chris Vaglio?
Doing awesome. I am doing awesome. Did a ton of yard work this weekend, and I am feeling it. I am feeling it. My bones and my muscles are screaming. So, yeah, if anybody else, it's finally gotten warm enough. And actually, in New Jersey, we've had 11 straight weekends of rain. So, finally was able to, get out and actually start cleaning up the yard. Had some friends over yesterday. It was great. Finally got the grill and the barbecue going. So it was nice. The first official cookout of the warmer months here in New Jersey.
Hey, you always say that Memorial Day is when that official start of summer for you over on the East Coast. So
that is correct.
You're just 1 week away from that start.
That is 100% correct. Yes, as we are doing the show live and recording this, we are a week away from Memorial Day weekend, which is, as Amanda said, the unofficial start of the summer season, especially here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
At least that's when shore traffic starts and all the quote unquote bennies come down to the shore. So
Benny and the Jets.
The Benny and the Jets. So, hey, everybody, if this is your first time checking out the show, well, once again, we are so happy you could join us here. Welcome to your weekly musical throwdown. This is the show where Amanda and I each swap 3 songs with each other that we don't think the others heard before. However, it does happen. Sometimes we've heard the songs before, but sometimes it hasn't been for a long time. But we try our best. We try our best to expose each other to songs that we don't think the others heard before. And then, after we listen to those songs, we rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a hard pass.
Get out of here.
That is an auto skip. You hear the first 2 notes and you're like,
gone.
Skip.
You get up and you get out of your chair to skip that baby. That's right.
Yeah. All the way up to 5 records, though, which is heavenly music to our ears. That is right. That is going on the Eternity playlist. That is a 5-record song, something you will never get sick of hearing. You've heard it a million times over, and you can hear it a million more times for eternity. That is right. That is a 5-record song. And we've had plenty of 5-record songs on this show. We've had them. So, and then on top of that, usually what we do at the end of every episode is we spin the wheel of themes, and that is how we determine what songs we're going to be picking for the following week based on the theme. So last week we spun the wheel, and landed on we've had a really string of interesting themes lately, but this one was a little ooh, threw me for a curve. I didn't even see, there's so many topics on the wheel, I forget what's even on the wheel. So Amanda, what did this land on?
This one landed on like deep dive into an artist. And so there was two elements for Chris and I this week. We had one choose the artist that we wanted to deep dive into, and then choose three songs that maybe aren't so popular, or at least to each other, to swap with each other. So three songs from the same artist. And that was a feat. Like I struggled with even who the artist was going to be this week. Did you, Chris?
Yeah, I had a really tough time with this. I actually had maybe 5 different lists.
Yes.
And finally, like, honestly, in the last, like, well, it was like an 11th hour, I finally, like, stop. I got to send a band as something. Like, I can't get her for enough time. So I went with my original choice, and then I went through a whole process only to come back to my original choice, which is the mighty Van Halen. So I was like, I know you don't know a lot of Van Halen songs. I know we've talked about Van Halen quite a bit on the show because they are like my favorite band of all time. I love Van Halen. And I am like, I'm going to make Amanda a Van Halen fan before ever. I don't know. Before we ever stop doing the show, I'm going to make you a Van Halen fan.
And that was my exact thoughts with Zac Brown. And I specifically said that. I said, I'm going to make you a Zac Brown fan if that's the last thing I do. But, I had to send my artist pick sooner than my song choices because I didn't want to your point, like I kept going around in my head, like, oh, I could do my Normals, my Elvis, my Johnny Cashes, my Rebas, all the people that I love so much, the Dollies. And I said, no, Zac Brown is perfect. This is the opportunity that I need to infiltrate his brain and make him a fan.
Yeah, well, and I love that. You actually sent that to me. You're like, I am making you into a Zac Brown fan yet. So this is going to be a really fun show, everybody. And I know the comments are lighting up here.
They are.
Lots of great comments happening. So please feel free to play along here if you're watching us live. Let us know what you think of these songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records. What bands would you have picked for this deep cut episode? Because, it's tough, man, when you got to narrow it down to just one band and then on top of it, then 3 songs from that you're hoping the other person hasn't heard. And that was the idea. Let's go deep cut stuff. Stuff that wasn't necessarily like a hit, or maybe it was a single, but it was like a single thing hit, whatever it is. But that was the real challenge with this. So I think mission accomplished, though, for the most part.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think we chose 6 songs that nicely reflect a career that both of these artists have had.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna check in with some comments super quick, and then we're gonna move on here. But Dave is saying, Dave Mattingly, the VIP of the VP of the VP of the VP of the VIPs. That's it. I grew up loving Van Halen, but lost interest when Diamond Dave moved on. And Dave, that is a very, very popular sentiment. There was a lot of people that didn't like the Sammy Hagar, the Van Hagar era of the band. I did. I loved the Van Hagar. I will say I love the Dave era the most, but I also really loved the Van Hagar era as well. And plus, it was the first concert I ever went to, ever. Big proper arena show was Van Halen 1986 5150 tour, first tour with Sammy Hagar. So I was a wee lad, and that was my first concert experience. And Ian from Australia checking in, who's already given us some what's going on with the comments here? There we go. Like, it won't go away. And Ian's already given us his picks here. He goes, I have chosen deep cut songs from artists for Chris, which is Emil and the Sniffers, and Amanda, the Waifs, and Dave. He's got picks for Dave.
I love this.
Look at this. Kaya, please let me know if you're familiar, and I will change my picks. I've heard of Emil and the Sniffers, but I have never actually listened to Emil and the Sniffers. So
I haven't heard of any of them.
So, great call, Ian. I'm going to have to deep dive now into these. I'm sure he's already got his song picks for us with those too. So, yes.
For sure.
And, of course, Dave is like, Emil the Sniffers, great call.
Of course.
And then Dave has some picks for us too. My deep dive picks for Chris, Depeche Mode, Master and Servant. It's such a good song. That is a great song, Dave. New Dress and Photographic, or Simon F. from Interferon, Get Out of London, which we actually just did a reaction video to Get Out of London on our Patreon channel, courtesy of Dave. So thank you. Here Comes My Laugh and New York Girl.
That Get Out of London. Whew.
Yeah, really. We're like,
go check it out. We were.
And then for that girl, my deep picks for that girl, Amanda, are The Proclaimers, Beautiful Truth, Make My Heart Fly, The More I Believe, or Ivan, Men Without Hats.
We knew that.
Yeah, Love Me Forever, All Into Stars, and Sideways.
I love it. I love it. Good recommendations. I'm assuming they're good recommendations because I haven't heard any. I think even The Proclaimers, which I do enjoy.
Yeah,
I do enjoy.
All right, so let's kick this show off.
Right.
Who is going first this week?
Oh, you know what? Let's just start it with me diving into your Mr. Van Halen.
Mr. Van Halen?
I'm going to say that because that ripped the internet apart when we were just saying Mr. to the band.
Yeah,
like it
we
was
did
a party of one.
Mr. Led Zeppelin or something you said, and everybody freaked out.
So I'm just going to play off that again. So Mr. Van Halen. This is when I sent Chris a message. I said, this show is going to be interesting because I've never been a huge fan. Similar to how you've never been a huge Zac Brown fan. And his like big hits, of course I know them, Jump and all of that type of stuff. And while I like, they're fun, I've just never been like that fan. And so when I deep dove into research for this episode, I couldn't help but go to all of the songs on like YouTube and read the comments. And the comments are just, these people love Mr. Van Halen.
Mr. Van Halen. Van Halen the band.
Yes, they love. And so I feel like anything I'm going to say today is just going to like hurt their feelings. And I'm so sorry in advance.
You're just going to get shredded.
I'm going to get shredded, but it's okay. So I'm going to be polite. So with all of that intro, I'm going to start with your first pick to me.
I love the disclaimer before all this, by the way.
Is Top Jimmy.
Top Jimmy,
which when I dove into the history of this song, it was a lot of like, this is the song that it's about this person. And, it just was, I felt like I needed to know of the things that they were referencing to really understand the story behind this song. But it was very interesting. And I will say my favorite part of the song is when it ended, but not because it ended, but because I liked how it said, like the way it says, "Oh, Jimmy" at the end.
Yeah.
It's a fun little sassy.
Jimmy!
Yeah. So it wasn't like I was happy the song ended. It was just, I liked the ending the best of all of the rest of the song.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, this song is, I picked this song because 1984 was Van Halen's huge. I mean, this was a mammoth record when it came out. Like their humongous like hit. Like this was the record that Van Halen had been planning to do that just really made them into a juggernaut like band. And they were already big, but this just made them bigger. This
what
is
was
like
the name
their
of that
best
record? I can't remember.
It's 1984 is the record.
Oh, it's just it's named 1984.
Yeah, it's just 1984.
Oh, I thought it was called something else. It
Which came out 40 years ago this year, by the way.
It's okay. It's all right. We'll drink to that.
I'll drink coffee to that.
Cheers.
Yeah, so this song though was always one of my favorites on 1984 because 1984 was like a record that Van Halen fans loved, but also kind of divided them a lot because it was the first time where like synthesizers became a real predominant use in the band's music, which, Van Halen, always known to be a huge guitar band. I mean, Eddie Van Halen. But the fact that the record opens with synthesizers and then Jump, which is a mammoth hit, is synthesizers, very synthesizer driven. And there's a few other synth songs on here. But Top Jimmy is the end. Basically, I had this when I bought it. It was on record, and so I bought the vinyl. And so this was always the end of side A. And I thought that this was just such a great song because this sounded most like quote unquote older Van Halen. Like,
okay.
There was no real synths in this. It's just Eddie's like guitar wizardry going nuts, and the song is fun. It's got that real playful riff, and it just reminds me a lot of like older Van Halen and that sense.
Sure.
And the song, the story behind the song is hilarious. It
is.
David Lee Roth basically talked to a magazine, and he said James Koenig, who earned his name working at the top taco stand outside of A&M Records in Hollywood, was a regular performer with the band Top Jimmy and the Rhythm Pigs. David Lee Roth even joined Koenig on stage, singing a string of bluesy covers in turn of the 80s. They met Koenig when he was bartending at an after-hours Hollywood punk dive and occasionally art gallery called the 00 Club, a hip place that, despite its ratty look, soon became crawling with famous folks. Roth rolled up at Zero one night very early and just loved it. 00 partner John Pucka says in an interview with writer Greg Reganoff, he showed up for the first time at a limo, had 2 chicks with him, and Eddie Anderson, his personal security guy. The chicks thought they were going to some fancy place, but they completely freaked out when they saw the place and this totally raw, effed up, downscale crowd. Roth eventually became an anonymous financial backer for the bar, which Pancha ran with someone else, can't even pronounce his name, before making his way out of the general revelry. Roth would typically start out by partying in 00's tucked away VIP space, and it goes on and on. I'm going to post the link to this. But
it's very interesting.
Yeah, but basically, Roth would return to these years later, very late in the making of 1984. He added lyrics about his old pal Top Jimmy to an existing instrumental, then titled Ripley, after Steve Ripley, the designer unique stereo guitar Eddie uses on this tune.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And
it's a very long story, but Top Jimmy is a real person.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was really fun to deep dive into that.
All right, so let's listen to Top Jimmy.
Let's listen to a little. And then we'll just like sample the very end of it to hear what I'm referencing. I mean, it's like a little head boppy-ish.
I love it. It just starts off. Love it.
Some friends of mine just the other night went to hear this cool cat blow. They said he sang so good that the roof fell in and he didn't even stop the show. They don't remember
got
the
some twang
place,
to
but
it,
they
right?
remember the face, and now everybody wanna go. Woo! Top Jimmy cooks. Top Jimmy swings.
Top Jimmy swings.
He's got the love. Woo! Top Jimmy. He's the king.
He's the king. I want to get to the guitar solo here because it's a great solo. Here we go. Let's go. Eddie does the Pac-Man in this solo. Here it comes, the Pac-Man. Pac-Man died. There it is. Pac-Man dying. There you go.
So happy. I'm so happy.
Your favorite part.
It's cute. It's a cute ending. It's, I feel like you have sent me so much hard metal and stuff that to me, I'm like, it almost feels boring.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah, well, after listening to Falling in Reverse and
Yes.
and Knocked Loose and Spirit Box and Kill Switch Engage.
So I feel like I need to blame you that
I've actually gone
boring.
too hard.
Who would have thought that it would have had some sort of negative side effect to Van Halen? But listen, I don't hate the song. I don't dislike the song. Like, I don't think I'd put it on.
So
but
you wouldn't choose to listen to it.
No, I don't think so. But I'm not gonna be someone who would switch it off if it just happened to come on. And I think it does feel very dated, and part of that makes my heart smile a little bit. It kind of like transports me back to the 80s during a time that was fun. And I don't know, I just, everyone knows I love the 80s. So I feel like there's some connection a little bit to that, but not enough to make me go, oh, I need this record. Nope.
Okay.
No. So song number 1 isn't making me a fan, but it's not necessarily like turning me off from being a fan either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not giving any song a terrible rating today. but I'm giving this like a 3.2, which is average. Okay, everyone?
Average.
Don't come at me. We're talking averages here.
So,
3
all right.
okay.
All right. So a 3.2 for Top Jimmy.
3.2 for Top Jimmy.
Okay. All right. But it's not a 2, it's not a 1, so
No,
that's
it's
good.
not.
You wouldn't choose to put it on, but you wouldn't turn
Right.
it off.
Absolutely. I just
Okay.
like, what kind of playlist do you have this nestled on?
This one? This is like on every playlist.
Even like a
Well,
Sunday playlist?
Not a Sunday playlist.
Okay,
No.
okay.
No, this is like a good get up and go song. This is on like hanging out song playlist. This is on like working out. Like this is on just energy stuff. Like this song kind of appears on a lot. It makes a lot of guest
Crosses,
appearances. Yeah.
okay. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this song a lot. And it would be on, by the way, I know this is coming. So, I did the top 10 Metallica. So,
Right.
yes, there is a top 10 Van Halen list coming, everyone.
Mhm.
So tune in. It's coming. It'll make sure you follow YouTube channel because it is happening. This song is on a list. Whether it
Mhm.
makes the top 10 or not, you're going to have to watch that video and find out.
Absolutely. And we got some comments from Ian regarding this particular song and Van Halen, Mr. Van Halen. Where we've got Ian came in and says, "Don't know, I never really got into Van Halen, was more into Aussie pub rock than stadium rock." And I think that's a fair assessment. Do you think that's fair, Chris?
I think it's fair, but it's funny though, because Van Halen, if you know the history of Van Halen originally started out like their whole claim to fame that got them like was playing backyard parties in Pasadena all up and down.
Mm.
And
Well-
and Top Jimmy was a song that they would actually kind of like, there's variations of it, but like this is a tune that like they would
Mhm.
sometimes play at the parties. Like it was kind of a different name, but like
Sure.
they were a backyard party band
And
for years until they finally got going on the club scene there in LA.
And this type of song, I feel like, is perfect for like those backyard parties.
They're the ultimate party band. I mean, for the time, they're the ultimate party band.
And then Ian from Australia coming in with Amanda has Jimmy on the second shelf.
Okay.
Sure do.
All right. On the second
Sorry,
shelf.
Chris. It's okay. It's okay. Still average.
Still average. Okay. All right. Well, so let's get into your first song to me.
I'm nervous now, you guys.
So,
oh no.
You, as we said at the start, you have chosen to go with Zac Brown Band as your choice to try to turn me into a fan.
Yeah.
And I will say that most of the Zac Brown songs that you have sent me in the past, I haven't hated on any of them. I've actually kind of really liked them. And between you and my buddy Ken, by the way, shout out to my buddy Ken, who's also been trying to get me into like become a Zac Brown stan because he likes Zac Brown a lot, and he's also a metal guy, hard rock, but he really likes Zac Brown a lot too.
Yeah.
So between the both of you guys, I've been getting it like from both sides there with the Zac Brown suggestions. So anyway, the song you gave me to kick off your deep cut playlist is Highway 20 Ride.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, this was my favorite of the 3 Zac Brown songs you gave me.
I did try hard to handpick some that I really think you could maybe connect to.
Yes.
And feel.
So I've already added this one to 3 playlists.
This is exciting.
Yes. So this song, I connected with this song, man. I really did. And then like the lyrics are great in this. And so even the story behind it is pretty interesting. So for those of you who don't know, so Highway 20 Ride is a song by Zac Brown, and it was written by Zac Brown and Wyatt Durrett. The song was released in 2009 and a 4th single from the band's 2009 record, The Foundation. It is the band's 3rd #1 on U.S. country singles chart. So,
and I kind of cheated a little bit. It's a hit. I figured you didn't know it.
But I didn't know it.
Could kind of go into the deep cut category.
Yeah, I did not know it. So definitely for me, I guess it's a deep cut because I didn't know it was a hit song. So for all you country fans out there, you guys are all like, how do you not know the song? You know, like, because I'm not a big country. I don't follow the country charts.
No.
So,
And I feel like we should add the disclaimer that we do every time we talk about Zac Brown, that you said, well, he may not have your music
yeah.
preference here. You would invite him over. He has an open invitation to any of your backyard barbecues all year long.
Always
with
has an
beers.
open invite. Like, even yesterday, we were hanging out. We had brought the TV outside. We fired up the Knicks game. We had the smoker going and the barbecue and the grill going. And he could have easily just come over and hung out and, you know,
Absolutely.
had some drinks and, you know, had some ribs and some
Yep.
chicken with us, because easily could have happened.
So, Mr. Brown, if you are in the Jersey area, hit up my friend Chris.
Open invite. Anytime. Just DM us. It's all right.
One of these days, it's going to happen. I know
one of
it.
these days, he's just going to show up.
Could you imagine?
It'd be the greatest thing ever. It'd be so
would.
cool. But I will always say, I always respect, because Zac Brown's been always vocal about it. He's a metal guy. He loves like his influences. He wears them on his sleeve. It's just what he puts out there as far as his expression is country. Nothing wrong with that at all, though. I think it's great, actually. So, but I love the story behind the song is that Wyatt Durrett was inspired to write Highway 20 Ride while driving along Interstate 20 between Atlanta and Georgia, and the Georgia-South Carolina state line in Augusta, Georgia, to drop off his son, Wyatt IV. So his mother could pick him up. Durrett told Country Weekly magazine that during one such trip, he began to think about how Wyatt would perceive him as a father. And it showed some of his lyrics to Zac Brown, who then helped him finish the song. And I have thought about that, actually. That is an exact thing that I have thought about, like how my girls, you know, perceive me as their father. You know, I do think about that. So this song really, like, it got me. I got connected to it. So let me play a little bit of this, because if you guys have never heard this song, you know, check it out. And if you have, awesome. You're going to be hearing it again. But let us know. What do you guys think of this?
And I think this song showcases his vocals so beautifully.
Yeah, I think it's a good song.
I ride east every other Friday, but if I had it my way, my day would not be wasted on this drive. And I want so bad to hold you, but some of those things I haven't told you. Your mom and me couldn't get along, so I drive. And I think about my life and wonder why that'll slowly die inside. Every time I turn that truck around right at the Georgia line, and I count the days and the miles back home to you on that highway 20 ride.
Those are my favorite lyrics right there. So
really
powerful.
Good song, man.
Day might come, you'll realize that if you see through my eyes, there was no other way to work it out.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Part of you might hate me, but son, please don't mistake me for the man that didn't care at all.
I'm glad you went to that point, because I think that's another powerful line. I think for dads especially, I think there's some really like one sentence thinkers that hit men in their feels.
Yeah.
And we can't control how our kids remember their childhood and how they view us.
No, exactly. You can't. It's pretty, you just don't, you know, they're their own people. So, but you always like wonder, well, what are they thinking, you know? And so, but I think this song's great. I really like this one a lot. So this song, and what I'm going to say too, a lot of the other Zac Brown songs you've sent me have been fun. They're interesting.
Yes.
You know, and everybody knows Chicken Fried and what's the song? Toes, great song. And what was it? Under the Mango Tree?
Yes.
Fun song. Like but this song was a little bit more like, I don't know, this song really struck a chord with me. So I really like this one a lot. So for all that, I am giving this one 4.5 records.
Wow.
Yes, I'm giving this song 4.5 records. Highway 20 Ride. Great song, beautiful lyrics. It really, I agree. I think his voice sounds really great on this one too. I think, yeah, you're right. It really showcases him as a vocalist,
Mhm.
but just everything about the song's good. This is definitely on the Sunday morning playlist too. This has been
Nice.
added to the Sunday morning playlist. It's been added to the hanging out playlist. It's just really good. A really solid song.
Excellent.
So,
I received that
yeah.
4.5. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
So not on the middle shelf, going on the top shelf.
Where will the other ones,
unlike
Missile?
Top Jimmy.
I'm sorry, Top Jimmy
Yeah.
is not on top.
Ian saying Zach reminds me of longtime Aussie country star Troy Cassar-Daley.
I just
think I
wrote
said
that name
right.
down. Thank you for
Troy
sharing that.
Cassar-Daley.
I'm gonna have to dive into him.
Yeah. By the way, Dave Madden is saying my Van Halen picks would be Happy Trails, Ice Cream Man, and Hot for Teacher, especially that insane drum opening. Honorable mention to Dave's Just a Gigolo. Yeah, Just a Gigolo is hilarious. I love his version of Just a Gigolo.
Chris, did you put Hot for Teacher? I think you did that in the end of school year like songs that we did.
You've definitely had Hot for Teacher. That has been covered on
I
the
feel
show
like I know
before.
that one.
Yeah. No, you definitely know that one. I forgot what season it is, but it's we have covered that one for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
I love it.
So, my second song to you.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Your reactions are like really something else this morning.
Yeah, it's In a Simple Rhyme by Mr. Van Halen. I just
Wow.
Yeah, well, and you know what was interesting?
I actually thought you would really like this one.
Actually,
too.
this is my favorite of the three.
I
if I'm
actually
being
thought
honest.
this would be one that you would kind of really like.
This is my favorite of the three, which isn't like exceptional though. But this one had a comment on it that just was so remarkable, and it made me.
We're on
It
YouTube.
touched my heart. Yes, on YouTube, and it was a gentleman that said, a song like this, and it just made me go on this song of all things. But I guess it was a settlement of Van Halen in general. A song like this is what makes me so grateful that in thousands and thousands of years, I lived during the same time as someone like this and got to experience their talent. And I went, oh my gosh. And of course, people underneath it said, I agree. Timing's everything type of stuff. And it did make me think of, how many times have we said on the show, timing is everything?
Yeah.
And I think that we did get to experience some of the most amazing artists in our lifetime. And even we are in a time that we can enjoy past artists too, because of how everything is, saved and preserved. What's the word I'm looking for? Persevered. Preserved so nicely that I feel like our generation has really just benefited from all of the technology and stuff. So we've gotten to know so many artists that otherwise probably would have been lost. So I just was I thought that was a very insightful comment, and I really appreciated reading that. And because to somebody, Van Halen is that person. To me, Elvis is.
Yeah, right. Elvis is for you. I mean,
yes.
And I would say I love that comment because I feel the same way. I mean, when Van Halen first broke on the scene, I mean, I was born in 74 and they were like, their first record came out in like 78, I think. So it's like, obviously too young to have like gone this. It took me until like they were with Sammy Hagar that I finally got to experience Van Halen live. And then finally when they got back with Dave, I was able to go and finally see like the stuff that I wasn't able to see then, they're older, but they still sounded great. And I was like blown away. I'm like, I can't believe I'm here seeing this. But I agree with that, man. To have been alive during when this band was truly like just something else, and watching Eddie play and just as a fan, it truly is amazing because without Eddie, man, I don't know. Like for me, like being involved in music, I mean, Kiss was my first entry point into music, like my first like, oh my god, this is great. But then Van Halen was like the second, like my introduction to Van Halen really changed my world of like, and being young but like wanting to play guitar and just loving music. Like Van Halen is it for me. Like that to me is like the cream of the crop.
And to think that they had such a thumbprint like that in so many people's lives, that could be why they got into music. And Zac Brown, actually, part of his inspiration was, oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? He sings like Sweet Baby James and I See Fire and Rain. James Taylor. I was like, what's that
Taylor.
guy?
Yeah, I was like, I see fire and I see rain. Yeah, James Taylor. Yeah.
James Taylor was part of his inspiration to think that if those people hadn't existed, would there have been that, that butterfly effect of new
Right.
people becoming artists.
You know, when you say it like that too, actually the last song we just talked about, the Highway 20 Ride, like you can actually have heard that being a
Oh,
James Taylor tune, actually. Now
absolutely,
that you say that,
absolutely.
I
There's
actually
that folk
didn't even think
element.
about it till you just said that. So
Yep, you can
yeah.
see it. So it's just really
Anyway,
interesting. So I appreciated that comment so much because
yeah,
it
it's a
just
good
made me
one.
kind of digest at like just music as a whole.
Sure.
So I really like that comment more than the song. However, this song was my favorite out of the three. So let's play a little bit
All right, yeah.
for our audience and
This
see what
song,
their thoughts are.
this song was my favorite. Of all the crummy songs you sent me, this is the one.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
You apologizing.
I like the sound of this one.
Yeah, the acoustic opening is like really great.
Well, back in the past, when I was treated so coldly, my love life was a dire disgrace. Needed someone to love and hold me. That's one of the reasons that I was out of place. So, this is love. Well, she finally kissed me. Had me all worked up inside. I was in love, but Cupid
I mean, this
missed
lyrics are
me.
great.
She up and left, and I almost died. But I was young and I was far from lonely. Acting that way for a long, long year. Needed a girl to call my one and only. Is that you? You think you got the interest? Come on and take the time.
I love how happy you
Cause you
are.
know I wanna be yours in a simple rhyme.
The bass line here is great.
Well, ain't life grand when you finally hit it?
Ah, man. I
This
listen.
one has
This is an eternity playlist song for me.
this one has a little bit more pep to its step to me. Like I feel like a little bit more, bop to it. And honestly, people might listen to it with different ears. I feel like it could be very like Irish jiggish if it would have if it would have just had a little bit of a different like sound to it. I think it could be very much an Irish jig with very little modification, just a little different sound.
I don't know about the Irish jig part, but the
Go
one
back
thing
and
I've
listen
always
to
loved
it.
about this song is, first of all, it's the album closer to Women and Children First, which I go, this is a great album closer song. And the other thing is, I always love the lyrics. It's very 50s to me, like definitely like a love song, and I love how it's just constructed like that. And like I said, the lyrics are great. Like, like, so this is love. Well, she finally kissed me. We had me all worked up inside. I wanted love, but Cupid missed me. She up and left, and I almost died. Like that to me could have been any 50s song back in the day, like
Yeah.
100%. And the lyrics are all like just basically a guy like pining for a girl,
Yeah.
like you think you got the interest, come on and take the time. I'm gonna be yours in a simple rhyme. I mean, what a great line, man.
You just when you hear it, you don't automatically think love song until people deep
Right.
dive into the
And it's
lyrics
just
themselves.
it's a cool song the way it's constructed. Like it's got the acoustic opening, and then it just
I
gets
enjoyed it a
loud,
lot.
and like it's a fun song, great solo, just a fun one, a perfect album closer in my eyes. So that's why, and I love this song. This has always been one of my favorite Van Halen songs, and it's a deep cut because it's like it's not. I mean, Van Halen fans who've been in a band for a long time, like this usually shows up on like people's like top
Sure.
lists.
Sure.
But I just like it's a
You
great
connect
song.
to it.
It's just a fun Van Halen song. to me.
I feel like you can hear the fun in them playing it. I
Yeah.
feel like they probably enjoyed playing this song, and it's got good energy. And Ian, yes, I agree. I could watch a whole show on Chris rocking out. Maybe that's what we're missing in this show, Chris.
Maybe
we just need to give some Patreon content of you just rocking out.
I don't know. I mean, there's been Patreon stuff where I'm in there rocking out the song. So you guys definitely a lot of the solo videos I'm doing in there. You'll catch me rocking out for sure. So you guys are missing out if you're not on our Patreon account. You're 100% missing me rock out on some songs.
All right, where do I rate this
Okay,
one?
where are you ranking? Where are you rating on a scale of 1 to 5 records in a simple rhyme by the mighty Van Halen?
I could not get this into the 4 record category. It just couldn't work my way up there.
Okay.
But it's at a 3.9. It was my favorite of the
All
3,
right.
but a 3.9, and it's I was generous.
You were generous.
People
All right.
are
I mean,
gonna
listen,
hate me after this
3.9 is very
episode.
respectable. I thought this might be the song that you liked.
Mhm.
I picked the
Yeah.
song. Oh, personally, I love this song, but I
We
picked the
couldn't
song 'cause
tell.
I thought you
We
might.
couldn't tell at all.
You could tell, but I thought you might like this one. So
Thank you.
I
Thank
thought
you for
this might
sharing
be
it for
a
me.
Van Halen song that could sway you into this side.
It I don't know if it swayed me into the side. I mean, what I can say is I respect Van Halen very much.
Right.
I can say that.
I can say that.
That's all I can say.
I like the color blue. I can say that.
I can say I got the Torment of Giants shirt on.
No, they're that Torment of
Speaking of-
Giants.
Yeah, speaking of color blue,
It's
I
color
figure we
blue.
could represent them today on our show.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. 100%. So, hey, before I get to your next song,
Okay.
I do want to remind everybody, because we did just talk about it, that we do have a Patreon account.
Mhm.
And honestly, if you want more of this, this amazingness, this wackiness,
Well, let us threaten you with a good time.
yeah, head over to our Patreon and say, honestly, like literally, you guys can join it for free. You get it free, and then you can then pick from any of our levels, which literally start at $1. The one we recommend is our $1.50, the Costco hot dog and soda special, where you get a special limited time sticker for sending it. But seriously, come check it out. We are doing extra content on there in the form of other music reviews, other music reactions. I will go on there too and make videos, like just even listening to like, hey, here's what's new. Just recently I did a, Brooklyn Vegan put out like, here's what they're listening to. So we took a listen to some of those videos and songs, and I gave my quick reactions to some of that stuff. So listen, don't miss out. Join our Patreon, because I think that you guys are going to like it, and it helps us. It helps grow the show. Want to say special thanks right now to our official Patreon members, Mark Gronick, Dave Mattingly, Mr. Ian from Australia, and Johnny Beyond in the Back of the Cereal Box crew. Thank you all so much for being amazing Patreon members. Please join our Patreon. Then you'll get added to this screen, and we will call you out on on every single show, just like we do to our very special Patreon members who we love, we support. We love your support. And please consider joining. You can use the links right now in the notes, or scan. If you're watching this, you can scan that QR code on the screen, and it'll take you right there. You can sign up. It'll take about 30 seconds to sign up. And like I said, you can try it out for free. No strings attached. And feel free to cancel anytime. So hopefully you guys will take a chance. Take a chance.
Take a chance on us.
There you go. And maybe you can get Amanda to sing. Hey, we also do special requests, so that's
We
another
do.
thing too. So join there, put a request in, and we will do it. We'll
We
get
like
to it.
Yep, we make special content. We do a lot for Dave and Ian, because they send us some requests that we are able to do that. So if you have those special requests, let us know, and we'll base content off of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually this week too, if you're following us in our Facebook group, it is special request week. So if you drop a comment in our Facebook group, which you can join and do a video request, you will be able to watch that on our Patreon. So you can sign up for free, watch it on there, and then if you don't like it, you can cancel, or you can join for $1.50 and get a special sticker sent to you.
You can cancel, but please don't.
But please don't. But yeah, it is request week. So put your request in our Facebook group. Just join that as well by using the link in the notes. And let us know what you would like to see us review or react to, music video, song-wise. All right.
There we go.
Back into the show. Your next song to me is also by Zac Brown. This is someone I used to know off of the record The Owl, which now I did some research on this, and The Owl seems to be a little bit of a hot button with Zac Brown fans.
So I was going to tell you, I think you should listen to the entire Owl album.
Okay, yeah, because the research I did was like, Zac Brown fans seem to be a little like, you have people that love it and people that are like not psyched on that record.
It's a lot more edgy sounding. It's got a whole different sound to it than that folk, I think happy, like Toes in the Water, Let's Go on Vacation, that Jimmy Buffett sound. It's deeper. And so I was going to tell you today, please check out the entire album. I think you would really like it. I think it'd be much up your alley.
Yeah, so I was definitely looking into this, and this is something too where it's like interesting. So this was like actually a collaboration with Shawn Mendes actually. So this song was co-written by Shawn Mendes, and it said here the band got acquainted with during a performance on CMT Crossroads. Zac has said Shawn is an incredibly talented artist, and it's been exciting to watch his career rise over the past few years. We had fun collaborating together. This Crossroads will be a very special and huge vocals musically. It will be unexpected and something that will set fans apart in joy. What I thought was interesting about this song is that there's some like kind of like EDM qualities to this song a little bit. Like there's like some parts. And actually too, I want to say this is also produced by Andrew Watt. And if anybody knows who Andrew Watt is, first of all, Andrew Watt is a phenomenal guitar player, but he has really built and he's been doing country and rock records, some legacy artist stuff, some new artists, and his production style, he is really a great producer. So if you get a chance to listen to any records that Andrew Watt has produced and recorded, definitely check it out, because I everything this guy touches sounds great to me. So, and I see that he is a co-producer on this record, so which kind of also lends the way I feel like that this sounds, because I think he has his fingerprints, and I think at this point you can actually tell a lot of what Andrew Watt's doing.
Signature sound, sure.
Yeah, and once again, phenomenal guitar player. So if you get a chance to listen to some of his solo stuff, I think you guys will dig it. So, all right, so let's check out someone I used to know. Yes.
Keyword there.
Yes.
Keyword there.
All right, let's check this out. Not to be confused with the Gautier song.
Hometown hero at the bar. Burned out,
I know, I was like
superstar, you know. Kept the buzz to fill the hole. Loved the lights, stole the show. Someone I used to know would stay another round. Someone I used to know ran himself in the ground. It's been a long time coming, couldn't keep on running, had to hit rock bottom to know.
This also sounds like it could be a country rock song, kind of a little bit, like a little bit. Or I'm sorry, Christian.
But it's kind of
I love that
EDM part. Yeah, I like that. I think it's pretty good.
powerful message.
Yeah. By the way, the music video for this is really heavy.
I
watched the music video for this. I highly recommend watching it. It is a heavy music video, though.
It's a heavy song.
It is a heavy song, but I feel like the music video really makes it like
even more so.
Yeah, because like where I go with this song is like I didn't actually we've all had those friends of people in our lives of people we used to know, but the music video for this took it into a whole different place for me, where I was like, basically it just, if you guys haven't seen the video, it basically follows basically a high school football star who enlists in the army and returns back with PTSD,
battle scars,
and it's him having struggles with relationships and unemployment and all that, and so it gets like really deep into that, and I was like, wow, I didn't even make that correlation. So the video really does, like, you really get like, oh my god, like this really fits that storyline well.
Yeah, which Zac Brown, most people know that follow him, is very much into supporting our troops and all of that good stuff. So I'm not surprised that I guess they took it that way, but I would have never thought that would have been what the video is. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't. My mind didn't go there until I saw the video, and I was like, "Oh, okay, wow, that's a whole other way of
darker."
Yeah. So anyway, highly recommend the music video. But where do I think of this song? So, as I said, I thought the first song that you sent me was my favorite of the three songs that you sent. This one, though, is not. It's not a bad song. I like it, actually. I think it's a good jam. I would probably put this at a 3.8 on the record scale for me. I'm not passing it, and I don't even think that. I think I would choose to listen to this.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
have to live with it a little bit more. I didn't expect that.
I know, for
I
such
didn't
a happy
expect that.
song.
Because it actually starts off like kind of like a Zac Brown like happy song,
Yeah.
and then but the lyrics are very like pensive and introspective and really paint this picture, and then you get this like I'm like, whoa. Which apparently that's a thing on this record a lot, is that people kind of were like, oh, there's like he experiments with all these different sounds, and I guess that's why
Yeah.
people were like, traditional country folks were a little like, oh, I don't know about this. Like,
It's really like it's very close. That song in particular, it has a very Christian sound to it, and
Yeah.
honestly, even the lyrics easily could place into a Christian song. So I really like the Owl record a lot. I like
Mhm.
all of his records, but this one it was unexpected what I received from this particular record
Mhm.
to everything that you read's point. But I like it. I like it a lot. So I received that 3.8. Thank you. Thank you
You are
so
welcome.
much. Thank you so much.
3.8. So far you've gotten a 4.5 and a 3.8, while I've gotten
Yes,
like
which makes it really difficult to move on
3.2 and a
to the third
3.9.
song. It's awful.
What?
All right.
What?
No. It's awful that I'm doing this to you. It's not an awful song necessarily. What song are we talking about? Feel Your Love Tonight.
Off of Van Halen 1, the first record that put them on the scene. What a fun song. This is a complete horn dog song. It's great. Horn dog.
It is.
This is about every teenage boy. This is exactly what's going on in their minds.
Just start by playing the song on this one. It is. But
It's a fun tune, man.
it is. And you had to have been a boy to know how a boy thought, I guess.
This is exactly the song of how a young boy thinks. Or a young gentleman. Come on.
We're getting funny in the back of my car.
There you go.
I'm sorry, honey, if I took you just a little too far.
He's even apologizing. I'm sorry if I took it.
I took too far.
I took it too far. I'm sorry.
So
We're doing country songs.
fellas
Love
out
it.
behind the bar.
Yeah, I mean, this is
So
some of the
let me
country
tell you, honey, just how fine you are. Yes, yes you are.
Oh,
You see, I'm begging you, please. Saying I can't wait to feel your love tonight.
little Beatles.
See you driving on and down my road. I tell you, honey, you're the prettiest girl I know.
There you go. The prettiest girl I know.
a guy would say anything and during those moments. Come on.
But maybe use it up before it gets old.
Use it up before it gets
I
old.
tell you, honey, don't let your heart grow. No,
That is fun.
I'm
No.
begging you, begging on my memories. I can't wait to feel your love tonight.
Let me ask you, Chris Vaglio. If you sang this song to your beautiful, beautiful bride, Miss Rachel,
Yeah.
what would her response be?
She'd be like, I love Van Halen. It's a great song.
But would it woo her?
No, because my singing woos nobody.
I feel like this
However,
song,
my corniness is a whole other thing.
I feel like this song probably hits and connects with men a little bit more than it hits and
You
connects
think
with
so?
women. I think so. So
Oh, you think so?
I feel like it's fun, but also I feel like it makes me want to roll my eyes a whole lot.
Yeah,
Like,
I
oh
mean, this
God.
is literally, I mean, it's once again, go back, late 70s, this record comes out, this song comes out too on this record. It's that time, and like writing songs about having a good time,
Yeah.
chasing after girls.
Chasing
I mean,
after the girls.
it's still a theme you hear today, just, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. It's not done as I don't know. It's different times, different storytelling.
Oh yeah,
methods, but-
and when he's saying he's begging pretty please, I go, gosh, come on,
What's-
women.
What's the
can own
difference
this
between
world
this
if
and
you
Paradise
choose
by
to.
the Dashboard Light? I mean,
Which
He's-
that's
I mean,
a
come
whole
on.
different song. That's a whole different song.
Right. But still, it's still a horn dog song.
It's true. And like I was saying, there's a ton of country songs that are horn dog
Yeah.
songs
Oh, hell yeah.
that they just sound different because they
Including-
sound a little bit
yeah.
more romantic.
Like Hound Dog. Elvis's Hound Dog. Come on.
And now we all know I don't really like those beginning years of Elvis.
Yeah, but that's a horn dog song for sure.
it
It's
is.
called Hound Dog.
It is. There's no question there. But just saying, like, I think men have more fun with the song than probably like a woman's not going to go, oh, I love this song.
You know what about this song too is, this is just but I think this is like, this song really set up the blueprint. Love it or hate it, but this song is actually very much a blueprint for what would come in the 80s, quote unquote, hair metal era. Like, you
That's
could
fair.
draw a straight line to, this is sort of the formula to making like songs about, fun, partying, flashy guitar work, just a good time party song about, adults having fun. And this was sort of that, like, from the male perspective, but like, this was the blueprint of that. Like 1978, and then like you start hearing like, Poison and Motley Crue and all the LA glam bands that came out of the Sunset Strip scene. Like, this song is kind of like the blueprint for that. Good or bad, but there it is.
And it does sound fun. And the lyrics are rather cute, if I'm being honest.
They
Just
are
as
cute.
a woman,
They're
it just
cheeky.
makes me eye roll going, oh my God, men.
Yeah. They're
You want one thing.
super cheeky. Well, I mean, come on. At the end of the day, I mean, we're just guys.
Everyone's wired differently.
Everyone's wired a little differently, and it's a basic human need.
Which is why I think I don't love it as much as a guy would.
Done consensually.
There we go. All right, but where do I put this song?
Okay.
I give this a 3.5. The spirit of it, the pace of it, it's fine. I'm just not a huge Van Halen fan. But I did fair ratings.
You did very fair ratings. 3.2, 3.5,
Not
and
amazing.
3.9. All right.
But fair.
Yeah. Ian is saying the best girl car song is in my car by Richard Clapton. Oh, Richard Clapton, where he picks up a girl with the intent to drive her home and ends up kicking her out of the car.
Was she mean or something?
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to this song.
We're gonna have to write this down. Maybe I'm gonna write this down and maybe we'll do. I wonder if there's a video.
In my car.
In my car. The sound alone, the name alone.
Yeah.
By Richard Clapton.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, Ian, as always, for excellent recommendations. We'll have to digest and listen to that one.
Absolutely. All right. So your final song to me, Amanda Sharp.
Do you love how I nestled in
You nestled in
some Brandi?
Yeah. Finish what we started. Featuring some Brandi Carlile.
Yes.
Amanda's favorite artist.
Does he not
continues to pop up on this show?
Yes.
Carlile.
And the way Zac Brown can get these amazing artists to do duets with him. Like Sarah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that people because he is he's very talented. I think people really gravitate towards him and want to be part of what he's doing. So I think that this is where, plus he's friends with a lot of people, and he's just one of these guys that I think is just so open to collaborations and
Smart.
loves to hey, you got a great voice, you would be great on this song, let's get together and collab. And this wasn't the one too where the sessions with this led to the other stuff that they did together. Didn't they do that Christmas song together or something?
That was the Under the Mango Tree that they turned into Under the Christmas Tree with Sarah Bareilles.
Oh, that's her Sarah Bareilles. So
yeah.
All right, so I'm getting them confused.
I mean, there's so many you would.
Yeah, but this just goes to show he just collabs with people.
He
I
does.
know there's the Dave Grohl sessions that which is my buddy Ken I was talking about. He loves that one. So Zac Brown's not above collaborating with our artists is basically what it is, and he seems like he's very happy to share the spotlight and just right.
It feels
it's all about doing music. So, I will say this song it's not a bad song. It just it wasn't as highly rated as the other two. I'm gonna say
completely
fair.
So,
but let me put this on because it's not a bad song by any stretch of the imagination. So let's listen to a little bit of Finish What You Started featuring Brandi Carlile.
Yes.
Like the jazz brush drums.
I'm standing at these crossroads trying to find myself. The walls are full of pictures and memories on the shelf. Never thought that I was ever gonna be here. Tearing all these walls down, made from my mistakes. Trying to build a new home, one without the pain. Every story ends. Never thought I'd say this. Let's finish what we started, babe. Finish what we started and not go down that road that we always did.
Like there's like a little synth wave, like in the background.
Make it right, we were younger then. Let's finish what we started, 'cause I know now what I didn't know back then. It's breaking my heart, but we're both gonna be alright.
Oh boy.
Looking at the future, not looking for
They sound good together though.
They're so good together. I just love her voice though. No secret.
I would die for you,
No secret.
but I couldn't stay.
Look, I'm even gonna hit follow on Spotify.
Look at all the love we built. It will carry
No, they sound great. It's a very like calm response, which I really like.
And even though it hurts, this will lead us to better.
All right, so before we get dumped, which we probably will.
We probably will.
We probably will. But that was a little bit of Zac Brown and Brandi Carlile, and which I find a little ironic with this song, considering he's unfortunately seems like he's going through a divorce, and the song's kind of about like going through a breakup and divorce, and like trying to like get it, find a place to maybe get together, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like trying to find a resolution of some sort, but but like that was the
Resolve.
big news. Like,
It's some resolve.
the big news over the last week or two is the fact that the woman he just married, he's like having a very, very quick. So obviously it didn't work out. And so, they're getting out of that one fast, but I guess that one is not finishing what you started.
I suspect that might become a really good future song.
It probably already is.
Needs
Probably a
a little
whole record.
fun energy to it. And I really feel like anyone who gets divorced and they're in the music industry or any kind of, acting profession, I just think that's got to be one of the hardest industries to stay married in. You're gone
Yeah.
all the time. You're around some amazing people that could be considered, maybe a threat to your marriage. And even in the healthiest of marriages, I just think it would be really hard. So I don't know what the solution would be, but keep creating music.
Which, by the way, did you know that there's also a Van Halen song called Finish What You Started?
I did know that, because what was so funny is when I went to add it, both popped up and I go, how is that? That's just so funny.
Have you ever heard that song?
I haven't. Should we play a little bit of that?
Let me play a little. Let me play a little bit of that one.
I
I actually feel like, and that's a Sammy Hagar era song. I actually feel like you would really like that one. Because it's very country, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's much more. It's very country sounding for sure. Here, I'll play a little bit of that one.
Give me some of that twang.
I'm gonna give you some of that twang. Come on, baby, finish what you
Listen to
started. Yeah,
you.
it's a good one.
Mhm.
I think you'll definitely.
Fun album cover.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is Sammy era. It's a great music video for this too. It's just fun.
Interesting.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby. Ooh.
Wow, I can't. This was a big hit too for them back in the day.
Well, if you wanna see other guys, baby, I can let it slide.
Sammy era of Halen better.
I'm digging this.
I got the tools to satisfy you. Just walk away. As for shine.
I like this.
Come on, baby, finish what you started. I'm incomplete.
This is fun.
There ain't no way to treat the broken hearted. I need some sympathy.
I think I've just been listening to the wrong era.
Well, I give you a lot of, I always give you a lot of the Dave stuff. But yeah, next time around,
Naturally.
but I think that, what do you say? Quick, Chris, change your picks, Ian.
Yeah.
Well, once again, but Finish What You Started's not a deep cut. That was actually a huge hit off of this record when so it became like a big, I think it may even hit number
Interesting.
1.
I'll have to deep dive into this whole album.
Yeah, you know what? I should put together a Van Hagar playlist for you.
Yes.
Because I think that that's something that you may actually, because I really haven't done that yet for you.
No.
But yeah, this
No,
was
you haven't.
no, you have
You have
not.
not.
You have not. Trying to see where this charted actually. I can't find it.
I do like the elements in it. It does have a particular. It sounds like two different bands, in my opinion.
Well, and that's what a lot of Van Halen fans say. Like, and I agree with that. I feel with the era with Diamond Dave lasted up until 1984, right? And that's when he left the band and did his whole thing. And then the Sammy era started at 5150 and went through. And I would actually say that as far as mainstream success goes, Van Halen achieved more mainstream success and had more top 10 hits with Sammy in the band as opposed to with Dave. Now, it's like
A
you know,
lot
but
of could have
Sammy,
put in, yes.
right? And
a lot
Sammy's
of
a
elements,
songwriter in his own right and all that, and he already had a very successful career before even joining
Yeah.
Van Halen. Had a great solo career, so you can't really. It's really apples and oranges there. But
Makes
but
sense.
from a mainstream perspective, that version of Van Halen achieved more mainstream success than the actual. Even though 1984 was a gigantic record, I mean,
Sure.
mammoth record for them. It continued on with the Sammy stuff, but like they had more like hit singles and things like that. And Finish What You Started was like one of those songs that was
I like it.
That was all over MTV, and definitely a different sound for the band. But it paid off. And Oh You Wait One too as a Van Halen record is very like lots of different like styles and things like that. They really experimented a lot more on that record.
Sure.
And they had some really big hits on that record. So, but yeah, I will make you a Van Hagar mix.
Okay. I like it.
And I will make
I'll be
sure
looking-
Finish What You Started is the first song on that.
Here we go.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Finish What You
Wow.
you started. Zac Brown Band. Sorry, we went on
That's
a
right. We did.
real rabbit hole down there, everybody. No, so out of the songs, this is the one that is going to rank lowest. Still a good song though, and it's not that it's a bad ranking because basically I've done a 4.5, a 3.8. This one I'm going to put at a 3.5.
Okay, so all decent.
So yeah, I mean, I like the song. I think it's just the other one, like I said, I had a really big connection to Highway 20. Like, love that song. Really fell in love with that song, and I liked your second one, which was what the heck's the name of that one again?
Someone I used to know.
Yes, thank you. Someone I used to know. I like that one too, and it was like unexpected with the EDM stuff.
Yeah.
This one I just felt like was okay. It was a nice song. It was nice.
There you go.
Not my favorite out of the three, but still not a bad song. I mean,
I'll take it.
I liked it. I wouldn't skip it. I don't think I would choose to play it, but I wouldn't skip it.
Fair.
Does that make sense?
It does. All right. So you come in with 10.6. I came in with 11.8, which I feel like you've won the last several. So this feels a little good.
Does this mean I am now converted into a Zac? Am I a Zac Brown fan now? Is my a Zac Brown fan? That's the question. What do you guys think? Does this make me a Zac Brown fan because of my ratings?
I mean, I feel like the numbers don't lie.
I mean, I did hit follow on Spotify while we were on the show.
Right in front of us.
So, I mean, it has to count for something, right?
I think so. I did not do that for Van Halen. So
No. I noticed you didn't. Duly noted.
Well, and I think And why I feel like I'm so adamant about the Zac Brown, because it just in my brain, and probably to your friend's brain, like,
Yeah.
how has he not clicked with Zac Brown yet?
Yeah, and I don't know why, but
It's so
I'm feeling
funny.
like I'm getting there now.
I love that. And he has so many albums now. So I feel
Yeah.
like, listen, you followed him now?
Yeah, I did. I am now Zac
Yeah.
Brown. I know we've talked about this on the show. You
I
know,
know.
you have an open invite. I'm
You
sorry
do.
I didn't follow you on Spotify before today, but let it show that on May 20th,
There we go. 2024.
9:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, it was a couple minutes ago, but we're going to set it now at 9:25 Eastern Standard Time. I have followed you on Spotify. Now that makes me an official fan of Zac Brown Band.
Boom.
Right?
Boom.
I'll declare it. I'm an official fan. I don't know every song. I couldn't sing. I
okay.
don't know the lyrics every song, but I
That's
I
okay.
gave him a follow. And you're still invited over my house anytime for barbecue. Smoke. We can smoke. We have the TV out. I'm gonna have the pool set up in about another week or two. You come over,
I know it's
chill out
going to
with us in the
happen.
pool,
I
have some
know
drinks.
it's going to happen.
You're welcome anytime, Zac Brown. We'll listen to some metal and we'll listen to some country. And, it'll be a
I'm
good time.
excited about that. That's going to
It'll be a good
happen.
time.
I'm positive.
Yeah. Ian saying, hope you enjoy my song picks for you both. Left them in the comments above. Let me know if you land on the top, middle, or bottom shelf.
Ooh,
I like this.
Will
Top,
do.
middle. May have to be a new rating system.
I know.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not ump in my car. It's jump in my car.
I did make that adjustment.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you, Ian.
Jump in my car.
Which, I mean, considering I think the topic of the song, I really felt it could go either way. I don't know why. I'm like, I didn't question the ump in my car. Like, it just seemed fine. I didn't
Richard
question
Clayton.
it.
I'm looking this up because I want to see if it comes up, if it's on Spotify or not, because we may have to.
Oh, I'm sure it's got to be. Spotify has everything.
Not all the time.
Usually the songs, at least that I deep dive into.
Yeah.
Chris is a little bit more deeper in his selection of music.
It's not coming up.
Oh man. Okay, we'll find it. We're gonna look into it.
Not coming up. Sorry, Ian. I was gonna try to play it for you on here, but it's not coming up. All right. So, with all that being said, wow. Okay, so you're not a Van Halen fan. I am no longer. Well, no, I am a Zac Brown fan, but you're still not a Van Halen fan.
Correct.
But I think I may make you a Van Hagar fan.
I feel like that.
Based on your reaction to finish what you started.
Yes.
I think I may sway you at least to that side of it.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Playlist incoming, by the way.
There we go. I
Playlist
like
incoming.
it.
Like stitch incoming, playlist incoming. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
All right, everybody. So for everybody who's watching the live show, thank you guys so much. We will not be live next Monday for Memorial Day weekend. It's the Memorial Day holiday weekend here in the United States. So on Memorial Day itself, we will not be doing a live show. So Amanda and I are going to be taking a break next week. No live show. However, we will be dropping video content throughout the week. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, make sure you check out our Patreon account, because we will be making, actually right after the show, we're going to be making some more content for Patreon. So you want to join that. And once again, thank you, Mark Roddick, Dave Mattingly, Ian from Australia, Johnny Beyond, and the Back of the Cereal Box crew for being Patreon supporters. You could join for $1. Actually, you could join for free and then choose to pay $1 or $1.50 or whatever. And it is request week. So join our Facebook group. Use the link, scan the QR code, and put your request in, and then join our Patreon to see your video in action. Us review, react to whatever your suggestion is. Whatever it is, no music is off base. Amanda loves when you guys put like extreme death metal in there. Loves it.
Hair metal.
She likes the hair metal, but the death metal, she likes anything like Knocked Loose. Actually, if it's a Falling Reverse video, Amanda definitely likes it. Or Ice Nine Kills.
The Ice Nine Kills are my favorite.
Those are her favorite videos. So, so have at it, everybody. Drop them in. Join the Facebook group. We'd love to hear what you guys come up with. Other than that, we hope you have an amazing rest of the week. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you live in 2 weeks. But make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow button in all the places where you are watching or listening to us. We love you. We appreciate you. Any final words?
Just have a great Memorial Day weekend. If you are here in the States, we hope you stay safe and enjoy your friends and family.
That's right. Rock it, everybody. See you then. Bye.